to Grimstrew's Live. Today I decided to have my daughter with me. I wanted her to kind of help me out. Say hi.
Hi.
Say your name.
My name is Jade.
How old are you?
7.
Alright, so what dinosaur were we going to show? What was I going to show you?
What's it called again?
Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus.
We're doing this, another one of those dinosaur guides where we're going to kind of go through the spiel of what they do, how they act, how they were. Spinosaurus has a lot of controversy on its movements and the way it stood, so I kind of want to go through a little bit of that as well. And the 3 different subspecies that are supposedly be different dinosaurs, but they're actually just, they think are actually just smaller, like younger versions of it. Kind of like the Pachycephalosaurus one I did earlier. But I'll be going through that during this whole thing. So yeah, so we're mainly going to start with the Spinosaurus because my daughter likes the Spinosaurus. She actually ended up getting a little toy and bringing it home to me the other day and was all excited about it. And I was like, oh, that's a Spino. So yeah, I'm going to kind of show it off. So, first things first, we're going to go through what the stats are and what the information it says on Path Titans. Appearance, Spinosaurus, crocodilian-like animal, or unusual looking animal with a crocodilian-like snout, Large sail down its back, tail pad on short legs. Slow on land, it is a great water creature in the water. Spinosaurus is the largest carnivore in the game. All its moves, stats, yada yada yada. Not really looking at those. So this is where the information we really want, right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Spinosaurus was meaning spine lizard, a genus of theropod that lived in the North Africa during upper Turonian stages of the Cretaceous period, 112 to 93 million years ago. So, and then this genus was first from Egyptian remains, and that's why it's called Spinosaurus aegypticus, was because it was originally found in Egypt. Original remains were destroyed in World War II. That sucks. Material has come to light in the early 21st century. 2 species are represented in the report. The best known is aegypticus. Although petitions say Moroccanus has been recovered from Morocco. Now, I was doing some research on the Morocco one, and they honestly think it's actually kind of a false assumption that there was just a smaller version of the Spinosaur or a baby, an adult or a subadult. So it was just not a full-grown one. The design for Spinosaurus was inspired by an Australian water dragon with spines running down its neck and tail. Now that's what they say about the Spino in the game, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the Wikipedia and going to run down exactly what the Spinosaurus was, where its fossils were found, and kind of the rundown of everything else. So we're going to start off by I'm going to start off by showing what the Spinosaurus's relatives are, because some people don't realize that the baryonyx that a lot of people see in Ark, and the Suchomimus that's also on Path of Titans are all very close relatives to the Spinosaurus. And the Siomosaur, the Irritator, I like that name of that one, the Irritator. The Ichthyobonator, I cannot rename that one, Ostarificosaurus. And the Ozalia, I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce that. Those are all just relatives. There's a bunch more, but there's a bunch of relatives of the Spinosaurus because they're in this suborder here. I just kind of wanted to show off that a lot of people don't realize they're related to the Baryonyx and the Suchomimus, but they're very closely related to those two. Okay, Spinosaurus, spine lizard. Egyptian spine lizard is what Spinosaurus means. Not to be confused with Uromastic, spiny-tailed lizard. Huh! I didn't realize that it was closely related to the Uromastic's name, or I guess closely worded. Okay, is a Spinosaurid dinosaur. So actually, that Spinosaur is the actual phylum. So all those are all versions of Spinosaurs. The Turonian age, the late Cretaceous period. World War II, the remains were destroyed. So the best known species is Aegypticus. S. marcanus has been removed from Morocco. Contemporary Titans-Spinosaurus has also been synonymized by some authors with, what is this one? Titans-Spinosaurus? The other researchers push it to be a distinct taxon. So this dinosaur they think might be a Spinosaurus, but I don't really want to go into it right now. Well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and see what it is. But they just have bone fragments. They don't have a lot of information. It doesn't look like. May have been semi-aquatic. Yeah, see, it looks like a Spino. So just like that looks like an adolescent Spino.
They look like a duck.
They have a very duck-like very look, don't they? They do kind of look like a duck, don't they? Because Spinosaurus was a fish eater and they kind of swam in water and land, so they did kind of both. And that was one of the things that I want to kind of go over here. There's been a lot of issues on how their stance was and how they swam in the water and lived in the water. They originally thought that they stood on 2 legs, and then they thought they stood on 4 legs, and then they thought they stood on 2 legs, and now they think they're back to the 4-leg thing. So that's how come, like, Ark, you can go 2 or 4-legged, and even in this game, and Path of Titans is always 2-legged, but for the most part, it's kind of been an issue or a debate whether it's actually 2 or 4-legged animal. And then on top of that, they originally thought that the Spinosaurus was just lived in shorelines, kind of like a crocodile or something. And then recent study, when they looked at the bones, thought that the dinosaur could actually go into the deep ocean, almost like a plesiosaur or some type of marine reptile. But then recent studies actually just produced this year again state that no, it probably was a shoreline eater, kind of like a crocodile. That it didn't really go too deep, and that it was more of a shore, and he ate things off the shore as well, on land and water. But it was always been a fish eater. They just, yeah. So it's been one of those major debates. But yeah, so yeah, just recently they posted, they have a paper out saying that it was a shore eater. They still believe that it was a 4-legged. I honestly believe that it was kind of similar to, like, I don't know if there's any animal living today that I can think of like that. Maybe a bear, the way it moved. Like, it had the capability of using 2 and 4 legs, and it could still kind of maneuver quite well on both ways. In my opinion, that's the way I feel about it. But I don't really know. It's hard to say. Spinosaur is the longest. It's the longest known terrestrial carnivore. Include theropods such as Tyrannosaurus, Giganotosaurus, and Charodontosaur. It's the longest dinosaur, but it's not the biggest. It's not the heaviest. The heaviest is the Tyrannosaurus Rex that everybody
Longest
was.
one?
It's the longest one.
Isn't it skinnier than that?
It's so skinnier, and that's why. Yeah, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Giganotosaurus, the Carcharodontosaurus are a bit bigger and thicker. Giganotosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus are still a little bit thinner than the Tyrannosaurus, but Tyrannosaurus has always been the heaviest and thickest and biggest built theropod around. But yeah, most recent studies suggest that the body size estimates overestimated the size of Aegypticus. So originally, reached 46 feet in length, so it was a 50-foot dinosaur pretty much. It was long, low, and narrow, similar to that of modern crocodiles. Yeah, it had a crocodile-like mouth, just like all the other Spinosaurus-type dinosaurs. The distinctive spines were long extensions of the vertebrae, so they were just big extensions of the vertebrae. Where the spines came out, they were just vertebrae extensions. They grew up to 5 feet, those spines did? Jesus. They were as big as a person. Although some authors suggest the spines were covered in fat and formed a hump. The hip, yuck. So they think it might have been like subcutaneous fat, like a humpback whale or something? Weird. So those fat we eat memes you see with the Spinosaurus, it's all turned fat. That's actually a hypothesis. It's not a joke. The hip bones of Spinosaur were reduced. The legs were very short in proportion to the body. That's why they have those short, stubby legs in the game. Were deepened by tail, thin neural spines, and elongated chevrons from the flexible, thinner paddle-like structure. So yeah, they had a paddle tail. So their tail was paddled almost like a crocodile. Is known to have been a fish eater, but most believe they hunted both terrestrial and aquatic prey. Evidence suggests that it was highly semi-aquatic and lived both on land and water like much crocodilians. High bone density, better buoyancy and control. And the paddle-like tail was likely used for underwater propulsion. That's cool. So yeah. They were pretty much built like a crocodile. They were like a big, long crocodile on two legs. Is the best way to put what a Spinosaurus was. Yeah. 6 main partial specimens of Spinosaur have been described. So this shows its chart of what's been found. Holotype, neotype, and referred. So these are the ones that are colored in is what they found with Spino. So they still haven't found a full body, but they got a lot of them. Some of the pieces or some of the bones are still pieces, so they kind of had to rebuild them. That's why there's different colors. The ones that had to be kind of more rebuilt, but knew what the basic structure was.
It's on the bottom.
Huh? So here's the skeleton of it. And, like these red ones are the pieces that they have that they actually have.
The bottom, right there.
That's a human skeleton.
Oh. Do they forgot it?
No, they're just comparing the size. So that's what like somebody my size compared to Spinosaur would look like. That's how big it would have been above me.
You said it forgot something.
Forgot something? Oh, No, they lost. They don't have these. They don't have any of these bones. Certain bones they don't have. Yeah. It's okay. Continue the longest and largest theropod in the world.
It's like rainbow.
At 15 meters and 6 tons. Longest theropod but gave a low weight of 4 tons. So it's either 6 or 4 tons, but they don't know which. Suchomimus had the same body proportion in relations to the skull lengths, and thereby calculated that Spinosaur was 16 to 18 meters, 50 to 59 feet, holy shit, and 7 to 9 tons in weight. Because the skull was uncertain, assuming the mass increases with the cube body weight. 36 feet long, of course, 4 tons. God, Sucho was big. I'm gonna do one on Sucho soon. That one's a good one. Jade, calm down. I know you're kind of being weird. Estimated size of the largest known holotype, neotype, and smallest known specimen from a human. So this is the biggest known specimen of the Spinosaur found, and this is the smallest known. Well, that's the smallest known. I didn't see the baby. See the baby? See the baby Spino? They have a baby Spino they found. The lower estimates for Spinos would imply that the animal was shorter and lighter than Carcharodon and Giga. So, but they have a big enough fossil that it's bigger. So it's like they were bigger, but they were close. They were close. Used to set the initial equation, which were Tyrannosaurs and Carnosaurs, which have different build than Spinosaurs. Of course, the Spinosaur skull could be as little as 1.5 meters. Oh, so when it was originally designed, or thought to be designed, they didn't know, they compared it to more Tyrannosaurs instead of Spinosaur relatives. So the thing could be a little bit off. They're so questioning how big it really got. Like, some are saying 40 to 60 feet. Like, and they don't really know. Yeah, those are some big back pieces. Good lord. Buffalo back hypothesis, or the Spinosaurus long nose spines are relatively shorter and thicker than the spines of Pelicos, which were known to have sails. Instead, the Spinosaurus neural similar to the neural spines of extinct humpbacked mammals such as Megacerops and bison. Similar to a crested chameleon, given the humpbackness, sharp edges, and the... Huh. So they're pretty much saying that it's possible that it did have like a buffalo back instead of like it was just a big ass like hump on his back, which is weird. I don't know how that would work. Yeah, so they're in the baryonyx Spinosaurid family, the Chiavinator, the Irritator, the Spinosaur, the ones that I was just named off earlier. But yeah, subfamily Spino. There's a bunch of Spino. These are just the relatives of the Spinosaurid.
Whoa.
Those are cool, huh?
How many?
Yeah, see, they're all these. Like,
Is that the I'm gonna choose?
no, we're just kind of going through it all. These are all the different. These are all the ones that they think. So here's the Spinosaurid, and here's all the ones that they think are like our Spinos. Here are these three. No, it's just the two where they didn't even add the Molossus or whatever. Okay, they aren't even gonna put it in the taxonomy. Okay. Function of the neural spines: heat regulation and display, thermal regulation. So yeah, they think it was just helped to regulate body temperature. Oh, so you just use it as a sunshade depending on the temperature and stuff like that in a sense. To attract it. It also might have been for displays. That's kind of what I was thought. Like a peacock. Hydrodynamic purposes. Oh, I didn't even think about a sail for a sailfish. If you can control it a little bit, it could actually use it for like maintaining a sail for sailfish and stuff like a sailfish would. It's long, narrow tail, something like a modern thresher shark. So it was probably smacking things with its tail when it was because of how big its tail is. Huh. Oh, it could also help, yeah, steer it like a boat, increase yaw and pitch. Yeah, it reminded of that of the thresher shark. You slap the water to hurt and stun shellfish before devouring them. So the thresher shark's known to stun fish using its like big weird tail. So they think it possibly did that using its tail too. So like they should make some kind of stun for the like tail. Or well, I know they made it really strong, so I guess that makes kind of sense. But yeah. I may have to do a different video for the other dinosaurs. There's just so much on the Spinosaur. Yeah, I might have to do the Dinocurus next because I don't want these videos to get too long. So I'm probably gonna finish up the Spinosaurus and just finish and be done here. Spinosaurus was primarily a terrestrial or piscivorous. Okay, so a fish eater because of his long teeth. So they don't know if it was ate both or not, but they think it just was an almost like a croc. That's cool. So Carcharodontosaurus, huh? They think it's actually closer to related to the Carcharodontosaurus. It sounds like. Weird. Didn't realize that they had any relation at all. We're bringing up the Carcharodontosaurus a lot in the Spinosaurus information. So yeah, so that's pretty much what it amounts to, is that there's only one Spinosaurus and then the other ones are very closely related and they don't know whether they're actually different subspecies or not, and they don't know whether he walks on 2 legs or 4 legs, and they don't really know what the sail was used for. And he was a very odd looking creature that they still have issues trying to decipher how he moved and survived on land. There's so much on this dinosaur. Yeah, I could probably go on for longer and longer and longer, but I'm going to go ahead and let it go. I'll talk to you guys later. Say, Jade, thank you for coming and studying with us. I know you kind of got bored partway through and started doing your own little thing there. Did you learn some things about the dinosaur?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the Spinosaur?
I saw those cutters.
You saw those colors? Cool. That's a big foot. Alright.
Mommy.
Want to say bye?
Bye.